Vietnam is a beautiful East Asian country that has 89.71 million people, 127,881 square miles, and was founded in 2879 BC. The currency is pronounced dong. Geography. Red River Delta. This was the ancestral home of the ethnic Vietnamese people. Before 1975, it accounted for 70% of the agriculture. Frequent flooding because of the Sông Lo, also called the Low River or the Clear River, and the Sông Da, also called the Black River. Flooding was a part of the culture, so the people built dikes and canals, and the ancient system has sustained a high population and made double cropping, also known as growing multiple crops in the same piece of land, possible for half the region. Highlands. The north and northwest are inhabited by the tribal minority groups. The northern section is narrow and rugged, and is home to the country's highest peak, Phan Xipang. Central Highlands. In this area, they have rugged mountain peaks, extensive forests, and rich soil. 5 plateaus are spread over the provinces of Dak Lak, Gia Lai, and Ton Kum. Coastal lowlands and Mekong Delta. The coastal strip is fertile and the rice is cultivated intensively. The Mekong Delta is one of the major rice-growing regions of the world. Climate. The cold season is from November to April. The warm season is from May to October. In the northern provinces, there are 4 different seasons. In the south, t-shirts are enough all year round except in the highlands, where it can be cooler. April to May, it is very hot, so hats are essential to avoid sunstroke. Politics and economic state. Here's a BBC overview of Vietnam since 1975. Vietnam became a unified country once more in 1975. The armed forces of the Communist North seized the South. They had over 3 decades of war, and the Communists first fought against the colonial power France, and it was South Vietnam and the US backers. The conflict held the attention of the world. Fast forward to November of 2000, President Bill Clinton wanted to show America's efforts to normalize relations with the former enemy. Vietnam struggled to rebuild with the agricultural economy along strict state-run lines. Market forces and private enterprise was introduced in the late 1980s, and stock exchange opened in 2000. The consumer market was made up of young and middle-class people who wanted electronics and luxury goods. They joined the World Trade Organization in January 2007. Right groups have singled out Hanoi's treatment of ethnic minority hill tribe people, the Montagnards. Human rights advocacy group Amnesty International says that in a 2011 report that more than a dozen activists were convicted in faulty trials simply because they had peacefully voiced criticism of government policies. There are 54 ethnic groups in Vietnam. 87% of the country's population is called Người Kinh, or basically Viet people. The other 53 total over 8 million people, and they are scattered over mountain areas which cover 2/3 of the country's territory, which spread from the north all the way to the south. The most populated groups are Người Tây, Người Thái, Người Mường, Người Hoa, Người Khmer, and Người Nùng. The Cham people in the 10th century had a flourishing culture, and a number of the minority groups had mastered some farming techniques, which include growing rice plants in swamped paddy fields. They carried out irrigation. They fished, hunted, and collected, and had an overall semi-nomadic life. Each group had its own diverse culture, special beliefs, and religions. The Vietnamese government has worked out specific policies and special treatments to help mountainous people and preserve tradition identities for each minority group. Some present programs include iodized salt for remote villages, equipping villages with healthcare and hygienic stations, fighting malaria, and free schools. They've also created a new writing script for minority people studying and developing traditional cultures of each ethnic minority group. The main features of the Vietnamese language. It is closely related to the English alphabet, but with additional letters. It is a tonal language with 6 tones. It is also monosyllabic, so there's 1 syllable per word, which is similar to other Southeast Asian languages. It mainly loans from Chinese and French. Some examples that were transliterated from French are somi, from French, chemise, which means shirt, and poupée, from French poupée, meaning doll. There are 3 main dialects. In the north, it is represented by Hanoi, which is the capital, Hue, the former capital during feudalism, and the southern dialect, which is represented by Ho Chi Minh or Saigon, which is the most dynamic city in Vietnam. The major differences between the 3. In the north, it is considered the standard Vietnamese pronunciation with clear distinction in the pronunciation of the different tones.
Xin chào các bạn, tôi tên là Huy. Rất hân hạnh được làm quen với các bạn trên YouTube.
The central dialect is noted by the heaviness and emphasis on the low tones.
Xin chào các bạn, tôi tên là Huy. Rất hân hạnh được làm quen với các bạn trên YouTube.
And the southern dialect does not normally distinguish between the asking tone and the tumbling tone, and they also pronounce certain consonants differently.
Xin chào, tôi tên là Huy. Rất hân hạnh được làm quen với các bạn.
According to the estimates of the Pew Research Center 2010, most Vietnamese people practice folk religion, which makes up around 45.3%, 16.4% would be Buddhism, and 8.2% are Catholic Christians. Practically all Viets have an altar in their home or business where prayers are offered to their ancestors. Offerings and practices are done frequently during important traditional or religious celebrations, or when starting a new business. Beliefs in ghosts and spirits is common, and it is also commonly believed that failing to perform the proper rituals for one's ancestors will cause them to become hungry ghosts, or in Vietnamese, ma đói. What was your childhood like?
When I grow up,
What time period?
I am grew up in 1973, so it's like what,
80, 70?
80, 90,
Uh-huh.
and we back in 80, 90 we didn't have a lot. We still have to. A lot of days we go without the electric, and the water we still have to well it, and there is no computer.
Alright, so as a kid and like a big family of yours, tell us a little bit about your family first.
My family, you can. You don't have to watch the Kim Kardashian. No, I'm just kidding. It's a lot of fun. I am 14 out of 16. I'm number 14 out of 16 in my family. So my older brother, basically, he can be my parent. He can be my dad. But being the younger one is fun too, because I don't have to do all the hard work like they used to do before my parents. They have a lot of stuff they do for the living for 16 kids. They have like 3 vehicles, 2 for truck and business. So my 2 older brother drive that, and my dad drive on the one with my mom.
Holidays. That is celebrated in late January or early February. The holiday is about thanking the gods for the arrival of spring, also about the blooming of flowers and trees after the winter, and about families that are reuniting for the holiday. This is the history and some of the traditions of the holiday. 1 week before the holiday of the lunar month, the kitchen gods tell the Jade Emperor, or Ngọc Hoàng, about the activities of the households on Earth. On New Year's Eve, they return to Earth to continue their duties as taking care of the families. People also prepare and cook exclusive items. Bánh chưng, a square-shaped rice package of sticky rice, mung bean puree, and seasoned pork. It's wrapped in banana leaf, and when you buy it at Vietnamese markets, it should also be wrapped in plastics and perhaps tied with a little red ribbon for good luck. Bánh looks like a small adobe brick. My parents make theirs, but the 68-hour boiling process that cooks the package is enough to deter many Vietnamese people to conveniently buy it. Tết is mainly about bringing it back to the origins, wishing for the best luck in the new year, and joining in on the colorful parties. The second most commonly celebrated holiday is the Mid-Autumn Festival, or Trung Thu. It is the worshipping of the god of earth. A platform is set up in the yard and then is filled with mooncakes, fruits, and snacks. Later, the family gathers to eat and appreciate the moon. They also might set up a special platform for children so they can enjoy food anytime during the evening. The second part of this holiday is carrying carp-shaped lanterns. Nowadays, children hold all sorts of lanterns and eat mooncake. Another part of the holiday is watching the lion dance parade. Huge amounts of children, ranging from kids to teens, march around the streets to the sound of drums that echo the city as the lions roam about the town. Hát trèo, traditional folk opera.
Chiều hoàng hôn đến cả dòng sông, đò neo bên dân mà nhớ anh thiết tha trong lòng.
Hát tuồng, classical drama.
Đêm đêm ngửi mùi hương, mùi hoa xứ nhà nàng, hương nồng hoa tình ai đậm đà ngày đó gọi tên. Nhà nàng cách gần bên, dàn hoa sứ quanh tường, nhìn sang trông nhớ thương thầm, mơ ngày mai lứa đôi.
Hát cải lương, modern theater.
Chiều chiều chim diệt kêu chiều, bâng khuâng nhớ bạn, chớ bâng khuâng nhớ bạn mà chính chiều ruột đau. Chiều hoàng hôn tiếng ca dòng sông.
Hát quang họ, folk songs with dialogues sung between men and women.
Ngày hồi năm xưa em biết anh với một con đò, em gửi miếng sầu thương nhớ để mùa sau anh nhớ lại sang. Sầu em về mang bao tình yêu thắm đò thắm qua những mùa đông để mùa xuân tươi đẹp nắng hồng. Sầu quan họ em lại chờ anh.
Ngày hồi năm nay nhớ kia xưa anh lại sang tìm, miếng trầu anh nhận năm ấy để hôm nay anh đến tìm em. Hồi làng đông vui là thế mà sao em.
Ca trù, or declamation songs.
Sông đồi rồng.
Clothing. South of Vietnam, áo dài is worn. It is a long flowing tunic that consists of only two parts and is worn over a loose-fitting pair of either white, black, or colored pants. The history of áo dài. The Vietnamese áo dài, the long gown worn with trousers by Vietnamese women, has become the symbol of the Vietnamese feminine beauty and the pride of the Vietnamese people. This national pride culminated in 1995 when Miss International Pageant in Tokyo gave its Best National Costume Award to the Vietnamese representative. Even before such international recognition, the áo dài had long been the source of inspiration of artists and poets, and thus had become an institution of Vietnamese arts and literature. Cuisine. Bánh xèo, which literally means sizzling cake, is named for the loud sizzling noise it makes when the rice batter is poured onto the hot skillet. It is a Vietnamese savory pancake made of rice flour, water, turmeric powder, and it is stuffed with slivers of fatty pork, shrimp, diced green onion, and bean sprouts. Bánh cuốn is made from a thin, wide sheet of steamed, fermented rice batter filled with a mixture of cooked, seasoned ground pork, minced wood ear mushroom, and minced shallots. Sides for this dish usually consist of jalua, which is Vietnamese pork sausage, sliced cucumber, with a dipping sauce, which is fish sauce called nước mắm. Pho is a Vietnamese noodle soup consisting of broth, rice noodles called bánh phở, a few herbs, and meat primarily made with either beef or chicken. Pho is a popular street food in Vietnam and the specialty of a number of restaurant chains around the world. Bánh mì. Bánh mì is a Vietnamese term for all kinds of bread. The word is derived from bánh, which is bread, and mì, which is wheat. Bread, or more specifically baguette, was introduced by the French during its colonial period. The bread most commonly found in Vietnam is a single-serve baguette, which is usually more airy than its Western counterpart with a thinner crust. Chè ba mo, three-color dessert. It is served as a cold drink. Its price range is around 8 to 10,000 Vietnamese dong, or 36 to 45 cents in the American dollar. Literally translated as the three-color dessert, the main ingredients of chè ba mo includes 3 types of colored beans and jelly, which is covered in slightly sweetened coconut milk. Kidney beans, mung bean paste, and green jelly are all commonly used to create the red, yellow, and green color of this snack. These yummy desserts are usually served in colorful layers and then mixed up when eaten. Chè ba mo is quite popular in Vietnam because of its pretty look and its sweet, refreshing taste.